cover the brands because sometimes they might come and say, "Oh, you're using my brand in your video." They want to take down your video. Hey everyone, good afternoon. Look at me starting a little bit early, well, kind of late, but you know. Thank you for everybody who's gonna come on, whatever time you're gonna come on, everybody's gonna watch. Just need a few minutes to talk sports. We're gonna talk sports today. For me, and it was not. Let me tell you something. I just wear this shirt. I didn't wear this shirt because I was gonna talk sports today. I actually wear this shirt because I'm kind of a troublemaker, because where I work, it's a lot of Dolphin people, a lot of Dolphin fans, and I am a Patriots fan. There are other people, there are other people that like other teams, but for some reason, everybody just seems to don't like the Patriots. I don't know. It's because we have 6 rings and stuff like that. Everybody tend to don't like us. So yeah. So usually, to show them I ain't never scared of no smoke, I just be wearing my shirt and then I go in their departments and the different sections and then I knock on the door and then I leave. Because yeah, that's what I do. I'm a big troublemaker. You need to pray for me. But don't pray for me so I get change. I don't need to change. Pray for me so God could give me more creative strategies on how to get them back. Because they be trying me too. Don't think that, hey, why you such a troublemaker? They be trying me. They be trying me for real. Like today, I had on a Patriot shirt, and then I touched one of them and say, hey, remember me? I just came to show you that, just in case you forget, we are not the same. I am not a Dolphin, okay? And then he was like, oh, I'm gonna have to disinfect myself because I have been contaminated. That's the stuff they say to me. And then they go around telling everybody, oh, I'm a Patriots fan, and then I don't want to be a Dolphin. I don't know what them people's problem is, but that's what I have to go through with the Dolphins. So it wasn't that I was going to talk about sports. That's why I have my shirt on. I was just trying to cause controversy because I don't want to wait until the season starts. That's going to start all the way in September. So I start giving them pressure now. Start giving y'all Dolphins pressure now. That's what we're going to start to do. So anyway, but one of the main reasons why I really wanted to talk about that, because today's newspaper, you probably can't even see that, but it looked like it's up, turned, whatever. And as you can see in the thumbnail, Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills, he had came out and say that he is cleared to play. He's cleared to pay for the next season. Tua Tagovailoa, I probably butchered that up. He's cleared. Well, he had been said he was cleared even before the season was over. Even before last season was over, he had said that he's been cleared. So we're gonna see what the paper says. I have Miami paper. I don't know what the Damar says. But anyway, let's talk about Damar and stuff like that, because I already finished telling y'all. And I was actually going to talk about another subject, because in my last night when I did the live, I said I was going to talk about this YouTube channel called Texas Pictures Documentary. That's what's a very good channel. You should watch it and see how many of our young people are losing their life by fentanyl. So that's what I was going to talk about, and then until I saw the newspaper today, and then I was like, uh-oh, subject change. So subject change, we had to do subject change. So anyway, let's talk about Damar. Okay, Damar came out and said that he had suffered, wow, look at me, I repeated what he said he had so many times and I forgot. Something with Kodomoto something osis. I don't know. It's something like that, but you're gonna hear it. He had something, but it was due because he had like a cardiac arrest because of the impact. Now, if you had watched what had happened to him back in January on Monday Night Football, how what the player name was Kenneth, I think, something like that. You know, with the impact, how he impacted him and stuff like that. In a sense, I think he went like this in a sense, and then it caused like a cardiac arrest, and he had to be resuscitated on the field. I think he also had to be resuscitated at the hospital also. So he said he passed away like 5 times. But you know, a lot of people was praying stuff like that. You know, the controversy would happen, how he wear a jacket and whatever it may be. But this is my thing. Why I say these are not good moves at all, because let's talk about Damar, okay, you had this acute heart attack. We don't know if this is going to happen again. He's like a liability in a sense, because when I was talking to the haters at my job who are Dolphin fan, even though they always hate on me because I'm a Patriots fan, but I still have civil conversations with them. You know, after I finish roast them, they finish roast me, and then we sit down and have civil conversations. You know, that's what we do. So we had already started to talk about that. I was asking them, you know, what do you think? Is Damar going to come back? And everybody was like, he's like a liability, because you don't know if this is going to happen again. You don't know. And then I don't know who they paid off, allegedly, to clear him and stuff like that. He's like a liability. I could see him still being in football, because I'm sure that's his first love. He loved playing football. But we don't know if it's going to happen again. I don't know if they just cleared him, you know, and say they cleared him, and then they technically probably not going to put him on the field. But I don't think that's a very good move. Maybe he should be like on the coaching staff. He's a very good speaker and stuff like that. Not like me, who be saying and doing all kind of stuff. He's a very good speaker. You know, he could maybe have a show or be like a sportcaster. But to go back on that field, and because with football, you're gonna get, you know, those impact and stuff like that. You're gonna get those hits. You're gonna get hits. You will. That's inevitable. And then you got this hit. You went into cardiac arrest. What's to say that it won't happen again? And this time you actually is gone. So for me, that's not a very good move at all. But what do I know? I'm bagging masters. Well, I don't have a doctorate, because you would actually have to have a doctorate. It's top, like a doctorate degree. But that's really not a good move, in my opinion. Yeah, it's not really a good move, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what can happen. I can see him, like I said, on the coaching staff, some team, because you know he still want to be in the game, but that's like a liability. That's like a serious liability for him. And I think that's all I'd say on Damar. Yeah, that's all I'd say on Damar. But I don't know why he's going back. But I guess that's it. But with Tua, I'm upset with Tua. You know, I really don't like. Well, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with the Dolphin fans. But when I saw the paper today, if you have been following football last season, you know this guy had multiple. Where's his picture? He has multiple concussions. So let's see what it says. Tagovailoa considered retirement after concussions, but now confident in health. So this is today's paper. So after a pair of diagnosed concussions that landed him in the NFL's protocol and sidelined him for 5 games in the 2022 season, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa on Wednesday acknowledged he considered retiring from the NFL for a time. But after paying some doctors to clear him, allegedly, then he got cleared. That's my opinion. But that's not what the paper said now. I was just reading, you know, that's what it read to me, but that's not what that's not what Miami Herald say. But you know, he allegedly gave some money to some doctors and they cleared him or whatever. Anyway, but after he paid, allegedly paid some people, I considered it for a time. Tagovailoa said in his first news conference this Christmas Day, having sat down with my family, having sat down with my wife, and having those kind conversations, but really it would be hard for me to walk away from this game with how old I am. Yeah, because he's, they're very young. Him and Damar are in their 20s, their early 20s. Playing as long as I could to where my son knew he was watching his dad do. So I guess he has a younger son, so he want to stay in the game after having multiple concussions because he want his son to, by the time his son, get older, to know that, hey, that's my dad, look at my dad on the TV. But is that worth it? It's my health. He said, it's my health. It's my body. I feel like this is what's best for me and my family. I love the game of football. If I didn't, I would walk away a long time ago. Despite a breakout season in which he led the NFL in passer rating, Tagovailoa was diagnosed with 2 concussions. That's what we know. Could have been more than that because they say multiple. Now they're talking about it's 2. Okay. The second of which kept him out of the final 3 games, including the Dolphins' season-ending loss to the Buffalo Bills. Because remember, when he got injured, it was one of those games where he got injured, and then they had cleared him, and then he got messed up again, and then they ended up firing the doctor. If he was cleared, why y'all fired the doctor? They threw the doctor under the bus. So where does this continue? Where does this continue? Are you reading the newspaper today? I'm just going to skim through this because... So, yeah. So, anyway, they cleared... And then now he's cleared to play football after having multiple concussions. Because one of the reasons, because he sat with his family. I can understand. I don't know what the conversation was, and then his other motivation is that he want his son he want to stay in the game enough so that his son is able to know that's his father playing, even though he had multiple concussions. I thought he wasn't coming back because of all of how he got hurt in this game. And then I was rooting, even though I have a problem with the Dolphins, but I was like, wow, look how they look how they don't want to give Lamar Jackson a contract. I was like, wow, if Lamar Jackson would have gone you could go in my community tab, if the Dolphins could have acquired the Lamar Jackson, they will probably go win the Super Bowl or be very close to winning the Super Bowl because at least they made the playoffs. And then they always thinking I'm hating on them. They don't even know me. I'm not a hater, okay? Even though I be starting trouble and then going around them and messing with them and bullying them and roasting them. But hey, I kind of like the Dolphins. No, I don't. But anyway, that's why I wanted Lamar to go to them. I don't think Lamar still have a contract because the Ravens don't want to pay him his worth. Don't want to pay him his worth. Somebody had was comparing his career to Kirk Cousins, and they were showing how Kirk Cousins had all these opportunities, all this money, and Lamar Jackson don't. But Lamar Jackson's mother negotiated his contract. It was Lamar because she knew enough at least to get him in the door. But then they wouldn't pay him his worth, and Lamar Jackson is a very good, very, very, very good player. And for the Aaron Rodgers is up in limbo. The Patriots wanted to get him, but the New York Jets trying to get him. So I don't know how that. I like Aaron Rodgers, and I didn't like the way the season went with those some of the people. He didn't trust them. They didn't listen to him. That was not a good fit. But I don't know if he's going to come to us, the Patriots, or if he's going to go to New York Jets. Y'all better treat, if the Patriots get him, y'all better treat Aaron Rodgers right, okay? New York Jets, if y'all get him, y'all need to treat him right so he could retire, so he could finish well. Because the way he finished his season last season, that was not the Aaron Rodgers that we knew. Even before I followed football, I knew Aaron Rodgers was one of the best. And how he finished his season, it was terrible. It was not good. But child, please. So Tagovailoa and Damar Hamlin is back. They're gonna be back for next season. Like I said, to me, that good for them. They love the game. Of course, it's because they love the game and stuff like that. I've heard other people like people who are in the Dolphins said that Tua, in a sense, trying to prove himself, because there were certain people that didn't want him, didn't think he could have make it. So in a sense, sometimes some stuff is ego also. I'm not sure about the Damar thing, but to me it's not a good move. It's not a good move. Tua has enough money. He could be set for the rest of his life. If he want to continue to be in football, there's many, many, many avenues that he could stay and still be in the game without having to play. But after having all those concussions, that's really, really, really not a good thing. Smart move. And even with Damar, the way that I can't pronounce what it is, because before I came on the live, I over and over and over repeated what they say he had, and I forgot it. So anyway, but it was because of the impact that he had. I had this young man that I knew. We used to go to him and my mom used to go to him and my mom. Him and the young boy's mother, we went to the same church. He died from the same thing what happened to Damar Hamlin. This was like, when was this? This was like 2016, 2017. He was 17 years old. He used to play basketball. He was at normal practice, and then he just was practicing, didn't show any signs, and then he just fell on the court. Oh boy, when I tell you that thing, till this day, that thing hurt me, because I knew this little boy since he was 2 years old. That happened, so that was like 15 years. I couldn't even believe when I heard that he lost his life. He had a heart attack with the same thing, because somebody, in a sense, had, they playing basketball, so somebody had knocked into him like they always do, and then he just he didn't fell out right away. That's the thing. It was way after, and then he fell out, and then he died. He died instantly, because I don't even know if they even did CPR on him. Until this day, that's been so long ago. I mean, this young man was such a respectable young man, because she had 2 sons. She raised her sons to be respectable. He was always a good baby. Even though he terrible twos, he did not go through no terrible twos. He was such a good little boy, and to grow up into the young man, and for his mom and for people in the community not to see what he would have been, boy. So that's why I'm talking about Damar Hamlin going back into this thing. You were granted the opportunity. You came back to life. You could have lost your life, but God gave you another chance. But now you're going back in this game, and you may not come back out like you did before. Just like Tua, all these concussions. They say 2, but we know it's multiple. We know it's multiple concussions. And then you came in, and then I don't think these 2 young men, you guys have all their lives ahead of them. They have all their lives ahead of them. I don't understand. Maybe it is to prove something. Some stuff you might think that, oh yeah, it could be, yes, the person loved the game. Yes, they want to finish, but then if you're getting hurt at this level, you haven't even started. They haven't even been playing for, like, let's say 5-10 years, and then you already getting all these injuries. Damar, this humongous injury, that happened to him, and then Tua keep on getting these concussions and stuff like that. We don't even know. That happened last season. We don't even know what is the long term. He knows it. He said that the the doctors told him the short term and long term effect, but not everything the doctors know. We know the doctors do not. Their knowledge is limited. Their knowledge is limited. Sometimes they might think, oh, everything is fine, and then 5, 10 years down the line, that's when you're gonna see how these concussions affected him. Just like Damar, for all those minutes that he was without oxygen, maybe 5, 10 years down the line, then we're gonna see how that really affected them. So these moves that these young men are making, yeah, it's all, that's, of course, that's their decision. But that's not, to me, that's not a good move. They have all their lives ahead of them. Damar is not even married yet, don't even have any kids and stuff like that. Yeah, that's kind of a huge liability. That's a huge risk. Let's say that. That's a huge risk to take. A very huge risk to take. And is it even worth it? Well, I wish them all the best. I not wishing that something bad happened to them, but I really hope that maybe they would reconsider. Take maybe let's take a season off, because some injuries that happen to you, you could be healed within days. Some of them you could be healed within weeks. Some of them you could be healed within months. Some of them it may take years. I would say, maybe I would be down with it if they had missed a season and then come back, and then I say, okay, they had time to get stronger or whatever it is. That time to get stronger, and maybe they're strong enough to, to play the game, even if it's like when when the game is like you can't do anything to lose. Maybe in a game like that, so they don't have to put maximum effort. I can understand that. But right away after all these stuff that happened to them, and we really didn't give it time to see how it really affected them, I think that's kind of a big risk, in my opinion. It's my opinion, okay? It's my opinion. But anyway, I think that's all I'd say in this situation, because I was going to talk about the Texas Picture documentaries, but that kind of didn't go together. You're talking about death, we talking about life. That's talking about death, and we talking about life here, So it kind of didn't go. It kind of didn't make sense. So I said I'll talk about that another time, But there's different stories that touch me, even though I'm talking about it right now, right? Okay, so we're gonna stop. Anyway, so we were talking about Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins, and Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills being cleared to play football next season. And at the end of the day, we really don't know if they are going to play. If they really are going to play, because Damar Hamlin is like, he plays safety. I believe he plays safety, so they may or may not put him in. We don't know yet. But Tua is like the starter. He's the quarterback. And they really don't have, the Miami Dolphins don't really have a competent quarterback. Yeah, they had that other guy. He's kind of, yeah, he's kind of iffy. So anyway, and then the Miami Dolphins had signed that guy that kept on changing his name. I made a short about him. What his name is Chosen now. His name was Roberts, and then he changed to something else, and now his name is Chosen. So they signed him to a 1-year deal. So Chosen, I hope you show that how chosen you are for real. So we're gonna see how that turns out. And plus the NFL draft is next week. So there's some prospects, some good prospects. We're gonna see how that turns. I'm gonna actually tune in and watch the NFL draft. I think I had watched that one time a long time ago, but I'm gonna watch it because I have to watch it, because just in case something happens to the Dolphins or the New York Jets or whatever, so I can roast them. I'm gonna watch it. See, I just be watching stuff to roast people. watch me, I'm watching the other people game, the other team game to roast them. Don't mind me. But like I said, don't pray for me so I can change. Let me stay who I am. Just pray to God so that I could come up with more creative ways to roast them. Because y'all don't know what they be doing to me. With the stuff that they say to me. Yeah. So I have to come up with creative ways to get them back. So if it has to be me watching the NFL draft to be talking, I be talking trash too. I'm a trash talker. I have to admit it. But if I have to watch the NFL draft to find something to roast them, I will do it. Anyway, so that's all I had to say on this live. Kind of late, but not too late like last night. Last night I was talking about, okay, we're not talking about death yet. So that's all I had for tonight. Thank you for everybody who tuned in while I was live. Thank you for everybody that's going to watch this live afterwards and stuff like that. I need to remember to say all I need is a few minutes, because that's my slogan and stuff like that. And I be forgetting to say it when I go live. I don't know why. Even because I know I'm probably going to be talking a long time, so that's probably why I don't say it. But I probably going to say, hey, all I need is a long few minutes. That's what I'm going to say. All I need is a long few minutes. But thank you for everybody that watch and tune in. And thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, God's willing. Bye.